What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Brawl Stars video. Today we are going to be going over our run through the first round, our first set in the Brawl Stars YouTuber tournament. It was pretty amazing overall, and I'm really proud of my team. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So to just sort of explain our team comp right away, we wanted to go into Hard Rock Mine with sort of an even team comp, not taking any risks or anything like that, making sure we had a solid support that's consistent. So Poco was definitely going to be the choice, whereas Pam's more of a situational support, and we're going to get to that in future matches. But we also wanted Ricochet because he's pretty much the best damage output in the game right now, and Nita is very consistent as well, especially if your Nita is really good at the game, and Nice Gaming is very good at Brawl Stars. So we figured that, hey, you know, it'll probably work out. And let's just jump in and I'll go ahead and show you guys how it went. So getting into match number one, we saw immediately we were going up against a very stacked team. Okay, guys, you know that we're already going up against relatively like pro players. Like they have really high trophy counts around the 10K trophy range usually. And, you know, we're going up against a Crow and a Spike and a Ricochet. So a very glass cannon-y powerful team. And as you can see, starting off the match definitely was not going very well for us. It was definitely not going in our favor at all whatsoever. We started to see a little bit of a glimmer of hope when I respawned for the second time, and we went up against Kius there. Kius went down very low, and he eventually did go down from the last Ricochet shot, which was very cool. Nice Gaming going down very low. I respawn again. Little Fuck respawns again. And, you know, then we were able to sort of push them back a tiny bit, and it went kind of well, I have to say. I'm really happy with the way that we sort of adapted as time went on in this matchup, even though, overall, you know, the team definitely wasn't able to sort of deal with the crazy damage that, that Kius's team, Team Chorizo, was able to output. It was very difficult for us to work through, and, as you guys can see, you know, we're definitely starting to push him down a little bit, but it's not going too well. That said, then Little Fox gets a fantastic super from Ricochet. Nice Gaming is able to take out Mar there, and then Kius goes down as well for the ace. Unfortunately, Miguel did respawn by that point, and then Little Fox was able to take down Miguel, but we were not able to get the gems, and at that point, they already had 10 gems on their side. We weren't able to recover them from that push, even though we were able to ace them. We weren't able to recover anything, and I really have to say, I did not feel good about Poco at all during this game. He just didn't really accomplish what I needed him to accomplish, but, you know, definitely need some more practice with Poco personally. And moving on into the next round, guys, I mean, that was a tough one. That was a really tough one. So I'm hoping that, you know, at that point, I was really hoping that we could sort of make some changes to our team composition, go into a map that everyone was very comfortable with, which is exactly what we did. We sort of discussed it a little bit on Discord, and we were talking about the ins and outs of a couple of the maps. And then we were also talking about who we should ban, because we saw a few very difficult matchups in the last round. So Hard Rock Mine did not go in our favor, and we were looking at changes both to our team and, you know, obviously the map we wanted to change because none of us were particularly comfortable with it. So then, guys, we decided to go over to Mushroom Cave because we're just relatively familiar with what you can expect with higher tier play in Mushroom Cave. And from there, we decided that we were going to ban Spike. I do think that that ban is probably going to be the most influential ban at that point in time anyways, and Nice Gaming just sort of went along with it. So overall, possibly not the right decision at that point. We'll have to see how it goes. But Spike was definitely very difficult to deal with, so we figured, hey, we'll probably stick with a relatively similar team, but we are going to ban Spike at this point because, you know, he's really ridiculous. He's really ridiculous as far as his damage output, and, you know, when you're playing brawlers like Poco where you don't have the crazy range or anything like that, then, you know, Spike can do a lot of burst damage with his super coupled with his normal attacks. It's very difficult to deal with. As you guys can see, Chorizo did choose to ban Dynamite, which maybe was the right decision. Maybe. You know, we weren't planning on using Dynamite, but overall we probably should have. And you guys, again, are going to see in a little bit why that decision came back to haunt us in particular. But they did ban Dynamite, even though we had already chosen our team. We were using Poco, Spike, and Ricochet. After just doing some research, figuring out what some top teams chose, we did decide to go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, our research was based off of videos that were from a month ago and all the way up until today. So definitely did not go as planned. Now, moving into the next round, we saw Barley, we saw Ricochet, and we saw Crow. Very, very powerful team that Team Chorizo was running, and something that we definitely were not really expecting. We thought that when they banned Dynamite, they'd run Dynamite, and as you can see, the Barley Lobber instead definitely was a very odd decision in my opinion. I totally expected Dynamite in his place because, you know, I guess I didn't understand why. Probably because his super was really great for area denial, and that's what you guys are seeing right now. But overall, it meant that we were able to sort of push them back pretty significantly, and we felt relatively confident after this first push because we were able to just force them backwards. And even though Nice Gaming did go down and have to respawn and, you know, get back up to the front lines, we definitely felt relatively confident moving in there. Kius is just going to take out Nice Gaming barely, goes down to about 300, and then is able to super me with still about 300 HP. Really was probably the time where we were like, hey, we're probably going to lose 3-0. This is not going to go well for us, and I kind of doubt that we're going to pull out this upset because these guys are on another level. I really didn't think at that point that with how well Kius was playing Ricochet that it was even physically possible for us to go and run this one back. I just didn't think it was possible. So at this moment, we're kind of just talking about general strategies we can sort of use in the next matchup if this continues to just sort of go downhill. I dropped my super. I'm like, let's go in for a Hail Mary. Maybe we can stop the countdown and take him out. We took down Mar there, and Miguel was able to take me out. But we figured that maybe we could take out Kius there, that maybe he goes down and we're able to recover some of those gems. Unfortunately, they did get the ace, and then I was the only one left to sort of go in and try to stop the countdown. As you well know, Poco is not really capable of dealing that much damage that quickly. So they ran in, they tried to get it to happen. It just did not happen, guys. There was no way we were going to be able to stop that just wrecking ball of force as it went down in front of us. There's no way. So we did lose the second match as well. At the moment, we're all sort of talking about, like, I wonder if we can reverse sweep. I doubt we're going to be able to. And I just, at this moment, we're kind of down in the dumps. We're like, you know, we kind of expected this to happen. The trophy discrepancy was very, very high. And we didn't really expect to take a match, but we were hoping that we took at least one round. You know, we were hoping that we'd at least take them down a notch by just taking one round, and maybe for one of our choices, we ban something that was really powerful for them. And we're discussing bans at this point. We're discussing, you know, the matchups that could come from our choosing different maps at this point. And we settled on Deep Hollows as the map that we were going to go to. Now, this was sort of a contested point. I was leaning towards Sapphire Plains at that point, but Nice Gaming seemed pretty confident in Deep Hollows that, you know, it was one of his better maps and that we could definitely do very well with it. And then moving on from here, we kind of tried to think about just what the ridiculous offense from Team Chorizo was because of. And we sort of settled on the fact that it was not because of Spike anymore. That, you know, Spike was definitely not really going to be an issue if we could just stop their harassment and make it so, you know, we could heal up a little bit more. And in between, you know, firefights and stuff, that poison from Crow was really, really difficult to deal with. So we did decide to ban Crow at this point because, you know, Crow's poison was just ridiculous. It was just stupid. These first two rounds, we got absolutely decimated by it. And in hindsight, in round 2, we probably should have banned Crow instead of Spike. I felt like Spike's damage was just too high to deal with, and that Crow we could deal with properly if we were able to get a decent damage output on foot and, you know, able to actually use that. So that was definitely our decision as far as the ban was concerned. And then we decided to go with a Dynamite, Pam, and Crow lineup because we banned Crow. We figured that we would be able to harass them, and they wouldn't necessarily be able to harass us in the same way. That the barriers would be very, very nice to give Pam Super a nice little area to just sit and relax and not get taken out very easily, especially if they don't decide to use Dynamite. They did ban Rico on our team, so we didn't really have any impact from that ban. We were already planning to not use him in this matchup because I felt relatively confident that I was going to just do really decent with Dynamite. I feel like Dynamite's easily one of my best brawlers and I feel very confident using Dynamite in tournament play. So definitely wanted to try my hand at him, and you know, this is at this point sort of our Hail Mary. Like, Nice Gaming is a really good Crow, and I feel relatively confident in Dynamite. Kius, you know, his team is very, very solid, so we wanted to use our best brawlers at this point. Little Fox unfortunately had to take the role as support, even though he's not really familiar with Pam. But as you guys saw, we did see the Dynamite, the Ricochet, and the Pam from Team Chorizo. Definitely going to be a very significant back and forth moving into the beginning of this round. But as you guys can see, using my normal strategy that I use by using my right hand over top of the iPad, since I have the iPad holder, I was able to use my strategy with my right hand over the iPad as opposed to using my thumb. We were able to ace the opposing team completely, knock them down all at the same time, which was absolutely amazing. Took out Mar, which made it so, you know, that heal wasn't going to be going down, and that super was not going to be built, which was amazing as well. I'd say the 1-for-1 with Nice Gaming to get rid of their sustain was absolutely a fantastic decision. He just went in and he made it happen. And then also, you know, Kius did have to back up and everything and heal back up. So at this point, Little Fox had the perfect placement with his healing station. It was absolutely amazing. And we were able to just sort of sit at the mine until we had countdown, and then Nice Gaming was able to properly defend. I was just throwing out my bombs because I figured that the Dynamite super would come flying in at some point, and then Nice Gaming's like, nah, bro, don't worry about it, and just jumps straight in, takes out 2 of them, and ends the game. And that was it, guys. We were hyped up at that point. The momentum started to pick up. Things were feeling good. We figured we were going to eat a ban on Crow because there was no way they were going to let Nice Gaming get Crow again. Nice Gaming absolutely destroyed that match. Absolutely the ridiculous MVP gameplay, making fantastic decisions the entire time. And I feel like if we didn't have Nice Gaming on Crow for that round, that we probably would have lost this one 3-0. It was a ridiculous showing, and I cannot give them enough props on it. So we are going into Temple Catacombs for the next round, guys, and we did decide that our team comp was going to change already before they banned Crow, but they did ban Crow. We knew Nice Gaming wasn't going to be able to play Crow again, and there's no way, unless they went to Sapphire Plains, that they were going to be able to see another opposing Crow on our team. There was no way that Nice Gaming was getting to play Crow again. So we decided already to change our team. Nice Gaming went to Ricochet. I went over to Tara, and as you can see, or as you'll be able to see, Little Fox did choose to go over to Pam again because, you know, Little Fox definitely did a really solid job as Pam in the last round. So we figured, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't go back to Poco, because Poco had a very tough time going up against what Team Chorizo threw at us the last time. We banned Ricochet because we figured that Kius's damage output with Ricochet would be absolutely ridiculous. And lo and behold, there were no Ricochets and no long-range brawlers to deal with at that point. And we did have Ricochet, which was very, very nice. Definitely felt like we outpicked them and outbanned them at this point. And we were relatively confident that even though I wasn't going to be able to directly impact the match with my particular matchup, because I did go up against Crow going off to the left early there, that we would probably be able to sort of get our supers and then sustain a nice middle ground. Fortunately, I did not go down there, which actually came back to be a very significant thing moving on here. And took down Miguel. So I felt really, really solid at this point. I was like, hey guys, we're good. Nice Gaming's like, I'm gonna go off to the left side and try to take out Crow, and I'm like, that's a great idea. I survive again, but then I go down. So Kius doesn't seem to notice Nice Gaming going in on him and goes down, and this is instrumental, guys. We then maintain the mind control. I feel like that is one of the most important spots. And then as you see, they're stacking up towards the middle of the map. Nice Gaming is able to put a perfectly placed super down and just generally push them all back with our gems, with all their gems being dropped, and us being able to sort of gain this nice little middle ground here, with Little Fox carrying 5 gems, which is absolutely incredible. We had the healing station, which made it so easy to just deal with those poisons by just sitting behind the barriers and then waiting until the poison went away. We were already healed up. Jessie didn't feel like she impacted the match very much, so we were able to destroy that turret, and basically we never really heard from her again. Super fail from Kius, and that was, again, you know, that another thing, that was definitely another thing that was a game-winning mistake. Or it was a mistake that won us the game, essentially, because we were then able to kill Kius, and if the super would have hit, we all would have died, actually. If you do the math, everyone on the team would have died if Kius' super hit. At this point, I'm getting forced back, and unfortunately, Nice Gaming does go down. Little Fox is can't talk. Little Fox is defending. I like hiccuped while I was talking, but he defends really solid right there, is able to go down very low, but then maintains his nice little middle ground there. Miguel does have the super, but it will not be quick enough because Little Fox has already gained a whole bunch of HP back, and we are going to take the second round, our second win, our fourth round, our second win, and we are now 2-2, tying it up. And at this point, guys, we are a wrecking ball. We cannot be stopped. This is going to go to the final round of the final match of this set. And we were kind of freaking out at this point. Nice Gaming's like, we banned Nice Gaming 28 because he was going absolutely clutch mode multiple times. Absolutely ridiculous gameplay by Nice Gaming. Super proud of him because this is not gameplay you'd expect from someone that has the amount of trophies that he has. You know, we are the 26th seed for a reason. We don't see a lot of pushing like that. So going back to Hard Rock Mine for the final round is what they chose. I was a little concerned. Obviously, we were all concerned because Hard Rock Mine, we got decimated in that first round. But we thought, hey, you know, even though obviously Nice Gaming's not going to be able to get his crow back, even though we got decimated in round 1, that there's no way that we're going to be taking that same team back there. Maybe we can take a similar team to what we've been using back there, and instead of Poco, use Pam, so we have the additional range and sort of that spread and the close range burst damage, and, you know, the consistent healing that the healing station provides. Obviously, again, Crow got banned on our side. We definitely knew Nice Gaming was not playing Crow again. He is one of the most ridiculous Crow players I've ever seen, and that's saying something because I've watched a lot of Brawl Stars, guys. So definitely wanted to give him a solid response to that, and that was going to be banning Ricochet because, again, Kius is a very competent, very good Ricochet, and we needed to make sure he didn't have access to that because, you know, as you guys saw, he was down to 300 HP and he got a double kill, and he didn't die. That's ridiculous. Against brawlers that had range on him. That is ridiculous, guys. So we needed to make sure that Kius did not get access to Ricochet. And, you know, we got our trump card banned, so we're going to ban their trump card, basically, is how it went down. We did eventually decide to go with Tara and Pam and Ricochet as our team because, again, you know, we wanted the additional range that Pam was going to provide. We definitely wanted to have the opportunity to use the super that Tara can provide as well. And then, you know, Nice Gaming is just God mode on a few brawlers, and definitely Ricochet is one of them. So that was basically our thought process moving into this final round. We needed to change up our team from the first round. There's no way we were going to take what was our predetermined team again because we just got destroyed. So we figured, hey, you know, if we go out, you know, 2-3 and we lose, it's not that big of a deal. We've definitely put up a fight, and we've definitely, you know, exceeded our expectations by taking it to the final round of the set. So Nice Gaming's like, good lord, I'm shaking right now. Everyone's freaking out on Discord. It was intense pre-match talk, and we were like, dudes, we're doing this. We're gonna bring it back, reverse sweep them. It's going down this time. We got this in the bag. And as you guys can see, moving into the final round, we went up against a Spike, Colt, and Crow team comp. We were like, oh no, they're running Spike and Crow again. They just destroyed us last time. But we do have additional power that we can use as far as mobility is concerned with my super. We also have the clear favorite of Nice Gaming's Ricochet. And we figured, hey, you know, maybe the additional range with Pam and that damage and that mobility changing with, you know, Tara's super, maybe that'll change it for us. Maybe that'll make this game go better. And in the beginning, as you guys can see, you know, we sort of held our own, but it definitely started to sort of snowball against us. I almost died, and then I did die because of the crow poison. Little Fox was the only one remaining. They have total control of the mine. We had no idea where Spike was. He showed himself for a very short period of time, which could be actually instrumental in this, because I was able to take him out 1-for-1, and then Kius and Miguel were both very, very close to middle health, you know, sort of in the mid-range of their health, and that was definitely a starting point for us, because we were like, hey, we can actually take him out now. We were able to take down Mar as well. My little shadow clone decided to go out and attack Kius, sort of kept him back for a little bit as well. Got him down to about 1400 HP, so he had to retreat. We had sort of soft mind control at that point, because we weren't sitting on the mine, but we were able to go ahead and get gems, and we also felt relatively good about just, I don't know, pushing forward and maintaining a position, as opposed to feeling like we have to back up or we're just going to die. Healing station went down. Fantastic decision by Kius, because I was able to maintain my position at that point. Nice Gaming is now going in right then, taking out Mar, who was holding all the gems. We got the countdown. Miguel goes in against Little Fox. Little Fox does actually survive the poison with 195 HP. A really incredible survive there. And juking some shots, we took down Mar. 3, 2, 1, and that was going to be the game. That is a 3-2 win, a last-second decision by Nice Gaming to go in on Team Chorizo, take out Mar, and grab those gems. Basically won us the match, guys. And that is one of the bigger upsets of this opening week of the entry into this tournament. The 26th seed versus the 7 seed, and we took home the win. That is roughly a 4,000 to 5,000 trophy discrepancy on the averages. Okay, they have a rough average of 9,000 to 10,000. We have a rough average of 4,000 to 5,000. So definitely was kind of ridiculous. I was not expecting to take this one home. I have to say, again, I'm super proud of Little Fox, super proud of Nice Gaming. Nice Gaming is definitely one of the best people I've ever played with in Brawl Stars, like, overall, and I can't believe, like, he said he just doesn't push trophies. He just doesn't do it, but he has the skills to be a 10K player easily. I have no doubt in my mind. Ridiculous gameplay all around. Have to give mad props to Team Chorizo, because we had a really solid set. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, man. And I'm kind of eager to see the discussion that goes on Kius's channel. I will leave a link to his channel in the description below. But this was just a really fun matchup, guys. I cannot stress that enough. I had a great time, and I hope, despite losing, that Team Chorizo had a good time as well, you know? Because it's going to be a lot of fun moving on from here. Next week, I'm not sure who we're facing yet. The match hasn't happened at this point. But I'm definitely excited, because if this week was any indication, we actually have a real shot at moving pretty decently far into this tournament. And that's definitely with no small in no small part due to Nice Gaming's ridiculous gameplay as Ricochet and Crow, and a very nice pivot from playing a DPS brawler going to Pam, playing the support and doing a fantastic job adapting on the fly as we were trying to explain to Little Fox how you even play Pam. He hadn't played Pam very much before. He was just getting into Pam because I wanted to play Dynamite at that point. That was literally it. So we were explaining things on the fly and like super placements and stuff, and he was adapting ridiculously well. So mad props to everyone. It was a really fun time. I cannot wait for next week. It's going to be awesome, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you're enjoying all of the first week of the Brawl Stars YouTuber Tournament videos. Definitely, they're all going to be popping up over the next, 5 to 6 days, most likely. And until the next one, guys, have a fantastic day. Peace.